Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardan Maharaj ki
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yatha Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shiva Shikam Vidam Sya Om Jnana Timarandasya Jnanajana Shalakya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gaurava Bhistam Supurikam Guruganara Sisha Sambhushitam Chindya Chindya Samasta Veda Nipanam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govindabhidam Ujjwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Bande Vishwagurun Shah Divyad Bhagavad Prem Noe Bija Pranam Devam Divyatanum Suchandavananam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyamburim Sri Sanatan Nidim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Bandetam Shivadam Maneka Sharanam Nyashishwara Shidaram Vanshakopatarubyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahamaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Prabhupada. This is Madhya 22, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speaking to Sri Sanatan Goswami about Abhidheya, the process of devotional service. This is text number 83. Krishna Bhakti Janma Mula Hoy Sadhu Sangha Krishna Prema Janme Teho Puna Mukya Anga. The root cause of devotional service to Lord Krishna is association with advanced devotees. Even when one's dormant love for Krishna awakens, association with devotees is still most essential. Bhava Pavargo Brahmato Yada Bhaveds Janasyatarhi Achuta Satsamagama Satsangamo Yarhi Tadaiva Sadgato Paravareshe Twai Jayate Rati. O my Lord, O infallible Supreme Person, when a person wandering throughout the universes becomes eligible for liberation from material existence, he gets an opportunity to associate with devotees. When he associates with devotees, his attraction for you is awakened. You are the Supreme Personality of God at the highest goal of the topmost devotees and the Lord of the universe. Atta adyantikam shemam prichamo bhavaton samsaresmin sanardopi satsanga sevadirninam. O devotees, O you who are free from all sins, let me inquire from you about that which is supremely auspicious for all living entities. Association with a pure devotee for even half a moment in this material world is the greatest treasure for human society. Satam prasangan mama virya samvido bhavanti rit karna rasayana kata Tajoshanad Ashvapavargavartmani Shradharatir Bhaktir Anukramishati. The spiritually powerful message of Godhead can be properly discussed only in a society of devotees, and it is greatly pleasing to hear in that association. If one hears from devotees, the way of transcendental experience quickly opens, and gradually one attains firm faith that in due course develops into attraction and devotion. So, actually this is a reason why I like to read in association of devotees rather than reading to myself. The spiritually powerful message of God, it can be properly discussed only in a society of devotees, and it is greatly pleasing to hear in that association. If one hears from devotees, the way of transcendental experience quickly opens, and gradually one attains firm faith that in due course develops into attraction and devotion. Asat sangatyaga e vaishnavachar, Sri sangi eg asadu, Krishna bhakta ar. A Vaishnava should always avoid the association of ordinary people. Common people are very much materially attached, especially to women. Vaishnavas should also avoid the company of those who are not devotees of Lord Krishna. Satyam Socham Dayamonam Buddhir Ri Shri Yashashama Samudamo Bhagas Cheti Yat Sangad Yati Sukshayam Teshvasa Teshu Mudeshu Kanditatmas Vasadushu Sangam Na Kuryats Chachyeshu Yoshit Krida Mrigeshu Cha Natatasya Bhaven Moho Bandas Chanya Prasangata Yoshit Sangad Yatha Pumso Yatha Tat Sangi Sangata. By associating with worldly people, one becomes devoid of truthfulness, cleanliness, mercy, gravity, spiritual intelligence, shyness, austerity, fame, forgiveness, control of the mind, control of the senses, fortune, and all opportunities. One should not at any time associate with a coarse fool who is bereft of the knowledge of self-realization and who is no more than a toy animal in the hands of a woman. The illusion and bondage that accrue to a man from attachment to any other object are not as complete as that resulting from association with a woman or with men too much attached to women. So this refers to the whole materialistic society where people are attached, to man and woman. Actually, this attachment goes on in all species of life. In human species, animal species, even in vegetable species. It's going on. The attachment of male and female. There's obviously a purpose behind that, which is called propagation. But but that association, we're not looking towards that kind of exploitive association which the whole world is enchanted by. Varam huta vaha jvala panjarantar vyavastiti nashori chinta vimuka jana sambasha vaishasam. It is better to accept the miseries of being encaged within bars and surrounded by burning flames than to associate with those bereft of Krishna consciousness. Such association is a very great hardship. Now, it is better to accept the miseries of being encaged within iron bars and surrounded by burning flames than to associate with those bereft of Krishna consciousness. Such association is a very great hardship. Ma drakshi shina punyad kvachidapi bhagavad bhakti hinan manushan. One should not even see those who are bereft of devotional service and Krishna consciousness and who are therefore devoid of pious activities. Eta sab chadi ara varnashrama dharma akinchana hanya loy krishnaika sharan. Without hesitation, one should take exclusive shelter of Lord Krishna with full confidence, giving up bad association and even neglecting the regulative principles of the 4 varnas and 4 ashramas. That is to say, one should abandon all material attachment. Very nice. Without hesitation, one should take exclusive shelter of Lord Krishna with full confidence, giving up bad association and even neglecting the regulative principles of the 4 varnas and 4 ashramas. That is to say, one should abandon all material attachment. So, Even association with persons who are so-called pious or following all kinds of religious principles, if that association is not conducive to developing one's Krishna consciousness, then that association should be avoided. So obviously the goal is to have the association of Vaishnavas, not to have the association of persons who are just mechanically following Dharma. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam braja ham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. After giving up all kinds of religious and occupational duties, if you come to me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and take shelter, I shall give you protection from all of life's sinful reactions. Do not worry. Though Krishna is saying this, so he must be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After giving up all kinds of religious and occupational duties, if you come to me and take shelter, I shall give you protection from all of life's sinful reactions. Do not worry. Ma shochaha. Just give up all so-called dharma, religious or religious duties, or all so-called piety, and just surrender to me. Then at the end, Krishna says, Ma socha, don't worry. He'll be okay. And just take it this way. After giving up all kinds of religious and occupational duties, if you come to me, the Supreme Personality of God, and take shelter, I shall give you protection from all of life's sinful reactions. Do not worry. Sarvadharmam parijja mamekam sharanam vraja ham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. Bhaktavatsala kritagya samartha badanya hena Krishna chari pandita nahibaji anya. Lord Krishna is very kind to his devotees. He is always very grateful and magnanimous, and he possesses all abilities. A learned man does not give up Krishna to worship anyone else. Ka panditas tvad aparam sharanam samiyad bhakta priyad ritagira surida kritagyat sarvan dadati surido bhajato bikaman atmanamapi upachaya pachayo na yasya. My dear Lord, you are very affectionate to your devotees. You are also a truthful and grateful friend. Where is that learned person who would give you up and surrender to someone else? You fulfill all the desires of your devotees, so much so that sometimes you even give yourself to them. Still, you neither increase nor decrease by such activity. There you get a real, you can understand. Just like in normal saying is the quality of mercy is never strained. So Krishna is never decreased by giving himself to his devotees. There's always, just like it's mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the more mercy and the more fruits of love of Godhead that are distributed, the more that the treasure of love of Godhead or those fruits will increase. They're not depleted. Vigyajaner hoy jadi Krishna guna gyan anyadchaji bhajetate udava praman. Whenever an experienced person develops real knowledge of Krishna and his transcendental qualities, he naturally gives up all other engagements and renders service to the Lord. Uddhava gives evidence concerning this. Aho bhakiyam stana kala kutam chigam saya payayad api asadvi lebe gatim datri uchitam datonyam tam vadayalum sharanam rajema. Oh, how wonderful it is. Putana, the sister of Bakasura, wanted to kill Kamsa by smearing deadly poison on her breast and having Krishna take it. Nonetheless, Lord Krishna accepted her as his mother, and thus she attained the destination befitting Krishna's mother, of whom should I take shelter but Krishna, who is most merciful. So here is a whole Bhakti. Bhakti is the younger sister, I guess, of Bakasura, Bhakti. And she came to kill Krishna by smearing poison on her breast. Of course, you know, she's a demoness. The word exists, demoness. She's a demoness, and she is very not pretty, but she had the ability to transform herself and appear as a very, you know, as a beautiful woman who's coming to nurse Krishna. So she was able to give Krishna her breast, which is smeared with poison, but Krishna sucked the life out of her. But at the same time, in doing so, he gave her elevation to the Vatsalya plane. That means she got some benefit because Krishna, he did take her life, but he gave her, you know, he gave her what we would call some position in the spiritual plane of like it says mother, but then there are 7 kinds of mothers, and one of those 7 kinds of mothers is the wet nurse. So she was showing that position, and she got some elevation based on her activity as if it was righteous or virtuous, which of course it wasn't, but Krishna gave her special, you know, she got some mercy by. Sharanagater kinshaner ek ilakan taramajye praveshaye atmasamarpan. There are 2 kinds of devotees, those who are fully satiated and free from all material desires, and those who are fully surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord. Their qualities are one and the same, but those who are fully surrendered in Krishna's lotus feet those who are fully surrendered to Krishna's lotus feet are qualified with another transcendental quality, Atma Samarpan, full surrender without reservation. There are 2 kinds of devotees. Those are fully satiated and free from all material desires, and those who are fully surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord. Their qualities are one and the same, but those who are fully surrendered to Krishna's lotus feet are qualified with another transcendental quality, Atma Samarpan, full surrender without reservation. Shananagat. So in other words, the devotees who are fully surrendered to the Lord, they are akinchana. They're without any material desires. But although they're apparently equal, the devotees who are surrendered and the persons who are kinchana, who are without any material desires, the devotees are further enriched because they have that quality of full surrender to the Lord. Can you close the door? Thank you. Okay. Jai Balai, close the door, please. Anukuyasya sankalpa pratikuyasya varjanam rakshishya titi vishvaso gopritve varanam tata atma nikshepa karpanye shadvida sharanagati. The 6 divisions of surrender are the acceptance of those things favorable to devotional service, the rejection of unfavorable things, the conviction that Krishna will give all protection, acceptance of the Lord as one's guardian or entering into the family of the Lord, The acceptance of the Lord as one's guardian or master, full surrender and humility. One who is fully surrendered is qualified with the 6 following characteristics. The devotee has to accept everything that is favorable for the rendering of transcendental loving service to the Lord. 2, he must reject everything unfavorable to the Lord's service. So, it has been said that accepting everything favorable for the service of the Lord leads one to the quality of always remembering the Lord. And rejecting everything unfavorable for the Lord's service is conducive to never forgetting the Lord. So one, favorable, always remembering the Lord. Rejecting everything unfavorable, to never forget the Lord. 3, a devotee must be firmly convinced that Krishna will give him protection. No one else can actually give one protection, and being firmly convinced of this is called faith. This kind of faith is different from the faith of an impersonalist who wants to merge into the Brahman effulgence in order to benefit by cessation of repeated birth and death. The devotee wants to remain always in the Lord's service. In this way, Krishna is merciful to his devotees and gives his devotee all protection from the dangers found on the path of devotional service. 4, the devotee should accept Krishna as his supreme maintainer and master. He should not accept Krishna as his, he should not think, pardon me, I'll read that again. The devotee should accept Krishna as his supreme maintainer and master. He should not think that he is being protected by a demigod. He should depend only on Krishna, considering him the only protector. The devotee must be firmly convinced that within the 3 worlds he has no protector or maintainer other than Krishna. So Srila Sridhar Maharaj says of this, Goptrit Vevaranam, he says it means to enter into the family of the Lord. And the other day we had a conference about, what was it? The Grihastas, right? Krishna consciousness and householder life. But because we are entering into the family of the Lord, we can say in one sense we're all householders, whether sannyasis or not, or saffron-clad personalities. We're all in the family of the Lord. But family means what? Householder. So 5, self-surrender means remembering that one's activities and desires are not independent. Self-surrender means remembering that one's activities and desires are not independent. The devotee is completely dependent on Krishna, and he acts and thinks as Krishna desires. 6, the devotee is meek and humble. Now, a good example of that is Jai Balai. He's a meek and humble devotee. He gives me inspiration in this way. Lord Krishna states in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarvasya chaham ridi sanivishto mata smritir jnanam apavanam cha vedaisya sarvairaham eva vedyo vedantakrid vedavideva chaham. I'm seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. Situated in everyone's heart, Krishna deals differently according to the living entity's position. The living entity's position is to be under the protection of the illusory energy or under Krishna's personal protection. When a living entity is fully surrendered, he is under the direct protection of Krishna, and Krishna gives one all intelligence by which one can advance in spiritual realization. The non-devotee, however, being under the protection of the illusory energy, increasingly forgets his relationship with Krishna. Sometimes it is asked how Krishna causes one to forget. Krishna personally causes his devotees to forget material activities. And through the agency of Maya, Krishna causes the non-devotee to forget his devotional service to the Lord. This is called apavana. Tavasmiti varan vacha tathaiva manasa vidan Tatstanam Ashritas Modate Sharanagata. One whose body is fully surrendered takes shelter of the holy place where Krishna had his pastimes and prays to the Lord, "My Lord, I am yours." Understanding this with one's mind, one enjoys spiritual bliss. Sharanaloya kore Krishna Atma Samarpan Krishna Tare kore Tat Kalayatmasam. When a devotee thus fully surrenders unto Krishna's lotus feet, Krishna accepts that devotee as one of his confidential associates. Martyo yada tvaktya samasta karma niveditatma vichikirshito me tadamritatvam pratipadyamano mayatma bhuyaya chakalpate vai. The living entity who is subjected to birth and death attains immortality when he gives up all material activities, dedicates his life to the execution of my order, and acts according to my direction. In this way, he becomes fit to enjoy the spiritual bliss derived from exchanging loving mellows or loving rasas with me. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna was advising his most confidential servant Uddhava about Sambandha, Abhidheya, and Prayojana. These concern one's relationship with the Lord and the activities of that relationship as well as the perfection of life. The Lord also described the characteristics of confidential devotees. Ebe sadhana bhakti lakshana shuna Ebe sadhana bhakti lakshana shuna sanatana yaha hoite pai Krishna prema mahadana. My dear Sanatan, please now hear about the regulative principles for the execution of devotional service. By this process, one can attain the highest perfection of love of Godhead, which is the most desirable treasure. Now, sadhana bhakti, of the regulative principles, or following the practice of engaging in Krishna consciousness. Lakshana, the symptoms. Please hear the qualities of engaging in devotional service, my dear Sanatan, from which one can get Krishna Prema Mahadan, the most valuable treasure of love for Krishna. Kriti sadhya bhavet sadhya bhavasa saranad bida nitya siddhasya bhavasya prakatyam ridi sadhyata. When transcendental devotional service by which love for Krishna is attained, is executed by the senses, it is called sadhana bhakti, or the regulative discharge of devotional service. Such devotion eternally exists within the heart of every living entity. The awakening of this eternal devotion is the potentiality of devotional service in practice. This verse is found in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Because living entities are minute atomic parts and parcels of the Lord, devotional service is already present within them in a dormant condition. Devotional service begins with Shravana and Kirtanam, hearing and chanting. When a person is sleeping, that person can be awakened by sound vibration. Therefore, every conditioned soul should be given the chance to hear the Hare Krishna mantra chanted by a pure Vaishnava. One who hears this mantra, thus vibrated, is awakened to spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness. In this way, one's mind gradually becomes purified, as stated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitodarpana Marjanam. When the mind is purified, the senses are also purified. Instead of using the senses for sense gratification, the awakened devotee employs the senses in the loving service of the Lord. This is the process by which dormant love for Krishna is awakened. Shravanadi kriya taras swarupa lakan tatasta lakane upajaya premadan. The spiritual activities of hearing, chanting, remembering, and so forth are the natural characteristics of devotional service. The marginal characteristic is that it awakens pure love for Krishna. So there's what's called Swarup, and there's called Tatastha. Just like when it's describing an incarnation of the Lord, the Swarup is personal characteristics, personal appearance, etc. Maybe family of the Lord, where that person is appearing, everything. And the Tatastha is what that incarnation does, that activities. So the spiritual activities of hearing, chanting, remembering, and so forth are the natural characteristics of devotional service. That is, they are the Swarup. The Swarup is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Parasevanam, Archanam, Bandhanam, Dashyam, Sakyamatma Nivedanam. Those are the quality, those are the practices, and they're called the Swarup. And the Tatastha, what they do is that they awaken pure love for Krishna. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunoi Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Koraye Udai. Pure love for Krishna is eternally established in the hearts of the living entities. It is not something to be gained from another source. When the heart is purified by hearing and chanting, this love naturally awakens. So everything exists in a dormant stage within your heart, and if you come in contact with the pure Vaishnavas, then that will be awakened in your heart and will become, it will become visible and present. So, Eta Sanana Bhakti Duita Prakar Ek Vidhi Bhakti Raganuga Bhakti are. There are two processes of practical devotional service. One is regulative devotional service, or Vidhi Bhakti, following rules and regulations, and the other is Raganuga Bhakti, spontaneous devotion or spontaneous devotional service. Ragahin Jana Bhaje Shastrara Agyai Vidhi Bhakti Bole Tare Sarva Shastrigai. Those who have not attained the platform of spontaneous attachment to devotional service render devotional service under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master according to the regulative principles mentioned in the revealed scriptures. According to the revealed scriptures, this kind of devotional service is called Vidhi Bhakti. Okay. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Hare Ishvara Shotavya Kirtitavyascha Smartavyas Chechatabayam. O descendant of Bharata, O Maharaj Parikshit, the Supreme Lord who is situated in everyone's heart is Paramatma, who is the Supreme Controller and who always removes the miseries of the living entities, must always be heard about from reliable sources, and he must be glorified and remembered by one who wishes to become fearless. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam. It's one duty to understand. The Supreme Personality of Godhead through the hearing process is called Shrotavya. If one has heard properly about the Lord, one's duty to glorify the Lord and preach his glories, If one has heard properly about the Lord, his duty is to glorify the Lord and preach his activities. This is called Kirtavya. Kirtitavya. When one hears about the Lord and glorifies him, it is natural to think of him. This is called Smartavya. All this must be carried out if one actually wants to be immune from fear. Mukha bahuru padebya purushasya shrami saha chatvaro jagire varna gunar vipradaya pitak. From the mouth of Brahma, the Brahminical order has come into existence. Similarly, from his arms, the Kshatriyas have come. From his waist, the Vaishyas have come. And from his legs, the Shudras have come. These four orders and their spiritual counterparts, brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyas, combine to make human society complete. Ya esham purusham sakshad atma pravamam ishvaram na bhajanti avajananti stanad brashta patanti yada. If one simply maintains an official position in the four varnas and ashramas, but does not worship the Supreme Lord, one falls down from one's puffed up position into a hellish condition. Smartavya satatam vishnur vishmartavyo na jatuchit sarve vidhi nisheda shur etayor eva kinkara. Krishna is the origin of Lord Vishnu. He should always be remembered and never forgotten at any time. All the rules and prohibitions mentioned in the Shastras should be the servants of these two principles. Krishna is the origin of Lord Vishnu. He should always be remembered and never forgotten at any time. All the rules and prohibitions mentioned in the Shastras should be the servants of these two principles. That Krishna should always be remembered and Krishna should never be forgotten. I think they're leaving. Whoever, it's 8:15. Anybody who's leaving should be going, gone.
Are you going into? No.
Okay. Vivedanga sarana bhaktir bahuta vishtara sankepi kahiye kichu sarananga sara. I shall say something about the various practices of devotional service, which has expanded in so many ways. I wish to speak briefly of the essential practices. Okay. Vividanga sarana bhaktir bahuta vistara sankepi kahiye kichu sarananga sara. I shall say something about the various practices of devotional service, which has expanded in so many ways. I wish to speak briefly of the essential practices. Guru Padashraya Diksha Guru Sevana Saddharma Siksha Pricha Sadhu Marganugamana. Guru Padashraya Diksha Guru Sevana Saddharma Siksha Pricha Sadhu Margana Gumana. On the path of regular devotional service, one must observe the following items. One must accept a bona fide spiritual master. 1. 2. One must accept initiation from him. 3. One must serve him. 4. One must receive instructions from the spiritual master and make inquiries in order to learn devotional service. 5. One must follow in the footsteps of the previous acharyas and follow the directions given by the spiritual master. Krishna Pritye Bhogatyaga Krishna Tirte Vas Chavan Nirvaha Pratigraha Ekadasi Upavas. The next steps are as follows. One should be prepared to give up everything for Krishna's satisfaction, and one should also accept everything for Krishna's satisfaction. One should live in a place where Krishna is present, in a city like Vrindavan or Mathura, or a Krishna temple. One should acquire a livelihood that is just sufficient to keep body and soul together. 9. One must fast on the Ekadasi day. So this is nice, and in modern society, everything has been so carefully arranged that they'll give you an occupation which will be just enough to keep body and soul together.
Yeah, it happened to me too.
Okay. Datri Ashvata Go Vipra Vaishnava Pujan Seva Nama Paradadi Dure Visharjan. One should worship datri trees, banyan trees, cows, Brahmins, and devotees of the Lord. One should avoid offenses against devotional service in the holy name. There are 10 items in the beginning of devotional service, up to the point of worshipping the datri tree. Please close the door, Prabhu. Yeah. One should worship datri trees, banyan trees, cows, Brahmins, and devotees of Lord Vishnu. One should avoid offenses against devotional service in the holy name. There are 10 items in the beginning of devotional service, up to the point of worshiping the datri tree. I wonder if we have any datri trees around here. Banyan trees, cows, Brahmins, and devotees of the Lord. The 11th item is to avoid offenses when rendering devotional service and chanting the holy names. Avaishnava Sangha Tyaga Bahu Sishyana Kariba Bahu Granta Kalabhyasa Vyakyana Varjiba. One should give up the company of non-devotees. One should not accept an unlimited number of disciples. One should not partially study many scriptures just to be able to give references and expand explanations. Hanilabe samaj shokadera bashana hoiba anyadeva anya shastra nindana koriba. The devotee should treat loss and gain equally. The devotee should not be overwhelmed by lamentation. The devotee should not worship demigods, nor should he disrespect them. Similarly, the devotee should not study or criticize other scriptures. Well, we want to focus our attention on the Lord. We're reading those. Srila Guru Maharaj said we were not even encouraged to read many books. Of course, one can read books, but those are. Guru Maharaj also said if one was asked to read a book, that's devotion, and if one is not asked to read a book and one reads that book, that it may be devotion, but it may also be gyan, just some acquiring some knowledge. Vishnu Vaishnava Ninda Gramya Vartanas Shuniba Pranimatre Mano Bhakye Udvegana Diba. The devotee should not hear Lord Vishnu or his devotees blaspheme. The devotee should avoid reading or hearing newspapers or mundane books that contain stories or love affairs between men and women or subjects palatable to the senses. Yeah. So, the devotee should not hear Lord Vishnu or his devotees blaspheme. The devotee should avoid reading or hearing newspapers or mundane books that contain stories of love affairs between men and women or subjects palatable to the senses. Let's see. Vishnu Vaishnava Ninda Gramya Varta Nashuniba. Well, Mahaprabhu told to Raghunath Das Goswami not to hear Gramya Katha. Gramya Katha means mundane subjects. Now here it's mentioning newspapers because in that sense the newspaper is a compilation of Gramya Katha. So, but it was also said that by one Vaishnava said that if Srila Sridhar Maharaj was reading the newspaper, that was as good as the Vedas. So it depends a lot on one's consciousness, obviously. The devotee should not hear Lord Vishnu or his devotees blaspheme. The devotee should avoid reading or hearing newspapers or mundane books that contain stories of love affairs between men and women or subjects palatable to the senses. Neither by mind nor words should the devotee cause anxiety to any living entity, regardless how insignificant that entity may be. The first 10 items are do's and don'ts. The first 10 items are do's and the second 10 items are don'ts. Thus, the first 10 items give direct action, and the second 10 items give indirect action, or what you're supposed to avoid. Like Srila Govinda Maharaj, we always heard, he give the person a booklet of the 10 offenses against the holy name. And then he would say, read this and then avoid these offenses. So, these are negative things, but you read them and then you avoid them. Shravanam Kirtanam Smaranam Pujana Bandhan Paricharya Dasya Sakya Atmanivedana. After one is established in devotional service, the positive actions are hearing, chanting, remembering, worshiping, praying, serving, accepting servitorship, becoming a friend, and surrendering fully. Agrinitya Gita Vigyapti Dandavanati Abhyutana Anuvrajya Tirthagrihegati. One should also dance before the deity, sing before the deity, open one's mind to the deity, offer obeisances to the deity, stand up before the deity and the spiritual master just to show them respect, follow the deity or the spiritual master, and when visit different places of pilgrimage or go see the deity in the temple. So we'd finished with the 20 don'ts, or 20 things that is to avoid, and now we're going on. After one is established in the devotional service, the positive actions are hearing, chanting, remembering, worshiping, praying, serving, accepting servitorship, becoming a friend, and surrendering fully. One should also dance before the deity, sing before the deity, open one's mind to the deity, offer obeisances to the deity, stand up before the deity and the spiritual master just to show them respect, follow the deity or the spiritual master and visit different places of pilgrimage or go see the deity in the temple. Parikrama Stavapata Japa Sankirtan Dupamoya Ganda Mahaparada Bhajan. One should circumambulate the temple, recite various prayers, chant softly, that means chant japa, chant congregationally, kirtan, sankirtan, smell the incense and flower garlands offered to the deity, and eat the remnants of food offered to the deity. Atrika Mahatsava Shrimurti Darshan Nijapriya Dana Dhyana Tadiya Sevan. One should attend arti and festivals, see the deity, present what is very dear to oneself to the deity, meditate on the deity, and serve those related to the Lord. Okay, so I'm going to stop at this point now. We'll chant Hari Haraya, and then we can continue with our Anu Parikrama, following the Parikrama. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Jaravaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Garadhara Shiva Sadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Rasa Raghunath Kori Charana Banan Jao Ete Vijnana Shabista Puran Jai Gosai Jar Mui Tarana Tasavar Padarinu Mora Panchagrahas Tader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivas Janame Janame More Abhilash Jai Gosai Jabe Bhaje Koilabas Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Manjayi Aman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyas Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naratamona Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Juki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramasa Paravaja Kacharya Ashta Tara Sadar Shri Shimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramasa Paravaja Kacharya Ashta Tara Sadar Shri Shimad Srila Bhakti Rakakshira Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Sachinananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Rupanuga Guru Bharga ki jai. Namachar Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Premsi Go Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Harshivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai. Nartam Srinivas Shyamananda Prabhu ki jai. Vishvavaranya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Acharya Vrinda ki jai. Sri Navadip Dham ki jai. Sri Ram Mayapur ki jai. Saparshada Sri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Saparshada Sri Mahaprabhu ki jai. Sri Goldadvip ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai. Soquel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Seva Ashram ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopi Govardhan Sham Kana Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo ki jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. All the assembled devotees ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardan Maharaj ki jai.
Jai Devashis Prabhu ki jai.